going to begin with this kind of mossy green thread, and I decided to use 3 strings for mine. And I have my sifter that I got from the thrift store, and actually my floss I'm using is from my aunt. She, her mom had some left over, and so she shared them with me, and I'm really grateful and excited to use it. But I'm going to begin by making a stem stitch, which is new to me, so we will give this a try together. But we always want to start coming from the what do you call it, the back side to the front side. So I'm going to pull it through. Oh no, I got a knot. Okay, so it says we will skip. So it's kind of nice because with the sifter, it's like I got my holes, and so that kind of helps me see the lines. Here would be like the next place to put a stitch, but I'm going to skip that one. So I'm going to skip on the holes and go to the hole above that, and then pull through. And then they say to have your yarn go to the left. So I'm going to have my loop go to the left, and then I'm going to come back through in the middle. And then pull it tight. Let that loop come down like that. And then I'm going to do similar, where I'm going to skip that next hole and go into the next hole. So I mean, the next hole already has a stitch, like a part of the floss in it from what I just did, so I'm just going to that one that's above it. Or no, I'm going to skip a hole. Sorry, forgive me. I am going to skip a hole, and then make sure my string goes to the left. I really hope that this is staying in focus. So my string stays to the left, and then I will come back in through the middle of the loop I just made and pull it tight. Yeah, this is working good. So this is actually, I'm using this stem stitch to make a stem for a dandelion. So I'm just going to continue with this stitch until I get kind of to the middle. Now I'm coming back up the other side, so that way my stem can have 2 rows of the stem stitch. Just because I feel like it helps it pop a little better. It wasn't really sticking out super well with just one, so I decided to come back and do 2 rows of the stem stitch. Or I guess they're not rows, 2 columns. For the center of my dandelions, I'm going to use a French knot. I had to watch a video to figure out how to do it, but I think I got it down now. So I'm going to pull my string through from the back. And after I do that, I want to pull my string tight. I want to take my needle and wrap it around twice, trying to keep it close to the work. And then I want to insert my needle next to it. And as I pull the string through, I want to hold this left side tight so it keeps the knot close to the work. And then you got your French knot. So I'll go ahead and do another one above go into this hole. So I'll pull my string through, and I'm going to wrap my needle around twice and insert my needle to go back through, holding on to the string tight as I pull it through so that the knot stays close, like that. So I'm just going to do several little French knots in the center, and then I'll use my white floss and I'll make the dandelion, what do you call those? Seeds? Yeah, dandelion seeds. Now I'm ready to make my seeds, so I switched over to my white thread, my white floss, and I'm using 3 strands, and I think what I'm just going to do is a back stitch to make a straight line. I think that's what I want to do, so I'm going to give that a shot. So here I have my straight line, and now I'm going to make like a little cluster of lines on the end that kind of shoot out of it. So I'll still use, I don't know if it's a back stitch, I'm just making lines that come out of it. Okay, so I have some more seeds that I have embroidered onto here. I feel like that kind of helps me show you how I'm doing it a little easier if I already have some done. So how I'm doing this is starting from the center, I come through from the back, and then I'm using a back embroidery stitch. So I'm going to decide where I want my line to go, what direction. I'll go through, and in that same line I'll come just a few holes above that, and then I'm going to go back in through that same hole that I had started with. And so I'm trying to make them different lengths so that way it kind of looks like a dandelion seeds. And I'm leaving an opening right here because I'm gonna have some seeds that are flying away. And so I'm just gonna keep doing the back stitch. Oops, let me fix my string real quick. Okay, so we'll just continue the back stitch. I'm gonna make this one a little longer than I had the one to the right. And so I'll come to here. And then, as you can see, some of them I have like 5 strings coming off. Some I have 2, some I have 3. Some I have 4, you just kind of vary it. And so I have a lot of 3 right here. I might just do 2 real quick coming off of this one. And so I come to an angle, and then I'm going to go back into the end spot of my last stitch. and then I'm going to go to diagonally to the right and come through, and then go back down through that same hole I went through last time. And then, since I'm finished with this seed, I'm going to come back through down at the yellow at the center, so that way my string stays lined up on the back. Because with the sifter, you got to be careful because it's not very forgiving, the back. You can't have a whole lot of mess back there because there's nothing to hide it. So you want to make sure that your strings are lining up. Another thing I'm doing, I have knots and stuff, but I also am putting a little hot glue down when I do clip my string, just to keep it in space, and that way I can cut the strings quite a bit. So this one actually is pretty much done, so I'll probably go ahead and pull it through, and I can show you how I use my hot glue gun to keep the string in place, and then cut my string so that it cleans it up and you can't see it on the front. I've got some more white thread, and I'm going to put a knot on the end so that way when I go to pull it through, it doesn't come through. I just do like 2 or 3 knots, and that usually keeps it from getting pulled through. There we go. Oops, sometimes that happens. There we go. So I feel like I want one more right in here. I might add some more later, and then I'm going to work on the float ones. Now the float ones will be tricky just because I can't go back to a center, so it'll be, I will do one, cut the string, and then I'll have to do another one. So I'm gonna do this one first and then cut the string and then work on the floating ones. Now I'm putting on leaves onto the stem, and I'm using a satin stitch. So I'm starting here at the base, and then I'm going to come up to about the same height as the other one, and I'm just going to go back and forth. So I'll come back down to that same spot that I started, and then fan out. So here I'll come next to it, maybe like one higher, and then I want to come back down to that same hole where I started so that it can keep fanning out. So I'll come up just one higher next to that one, and then back to the same hole, and I'll just keep going, moving around until I get it to look the way I want it, trying to mirror what I got over here. The last thing I want to add in is a little bumblebee. I think I'm going to do it on this side of it, over here, just kind of flying this way. So I'm going to start by making the yellow stripes, and then I'll go back and do the black stripes. And we'll just do another satin stitch for the body. Okay, because I will put black lines in here, I'm going to go ahead and allow a line to show on the back because it'll get covered up with the black. Now I'm going to add the black stripes, the head, the middle stripe, and then the bottom. I'll probably start here on the bottom. And I want the bottom to be slightly smaller than the stripe above it. I am going to do the wings coming out of the yellow spot, and so I'm going to go ahead and embroider the legs and the antenna on while I still have the black in here. So I will just use a back stitch to do that. So first I'll do the antenna, just a straight line like that, and then come right back to where I was. Then we'll come over to the other side and go out to the same height. Then come back in to where I started. There's his antenna. Then I'm gonna do some little short legs coming out from the side. So I'll come down here. We'll do just like a little small legs. I don't like that angle, so I'm just going to pull that out and then try again. Okay, let's try it again. Let's see if we can make it look a little better. There we go. So I don't really want my legs to be the same size as my antenna. So after I do these legs, I'm gonna go back and make my antenna a little longer. There's the antenna, and then I'm going to come to the middle part, the little thorax, to make the other legs. I want to have a bend in the legs, so when I'm doing the back stitch, I'm not going to be going in a straight line. So here it is, all finished. My embroidery done on a pre-loved sifter I got from the thrift store. I think it's really cute, and that was fun to do. I feel like I'm getting better at my embroidery because embroidery is kind of tricky for me, and I learned how to do the French knot, so that was new. And yeah, I like how it turned out. Let me know in the comments down below what other items you think I could do embroidery on other than just a sifter. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!
If you you would like to see more, please like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss a video.